It's been an interesting week. Remy Ma and Papoose air it all out, and that's official. He's filed for divorce. Let's talk about it.
They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it.
Welcome back to She Could Talk the Podcast. I'm your host, Gangalee. Hey, and that's Gangalee on all streaming platforms if you want to check out my music. I am a rapper, so just look for the glasses, look for the locks. You can find me there, okay? And you gotta tell me if I can rap. I got a new song called Springtime in Brooklyn. Let's go ahead and check it out. Support your girl, okay? But over here on YouTube, on She Could Talk the Podcast, this is where I react to everything. I react to news, sports, crime, politics, music, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, I'm talking about it, okay? All right. Well, as you can see from the title, it's been a rough week. It's been a lot of emotional explosions online. You know, it's recapping. There's a lot going on with the Diddy trial. I just kind of decided to recap some of the highlights on that, so we're not even going to talk about that just yet. But as you can see by the episode title, this one is me reacting to Papoose and Remy basically mutually crashing out on each other on the internet over the last couple of days due to their ongoing pending divorce. Yes. Now, I am not happy to report that in any shape, form, or fashion. I love to see Black love. I love to see families together, loving and thriving and doing well. Especially Remy and Pap in the early days, they were the epitome of Black love. They were a beautiful couple. They had their daughter. She's beautiful, full of personality. They have like a blended family. They was on a reality show. Like it was like a Cinderella story, right? And he was her Prince Charming. Not so much these days, right? So in the last couple of years, it has come out with a lot of infidelity, a lot of, cheating, lying, back and forth, even blackmailing, allegedly. So, so many things have been coming out over the last couple of years. And I think because I am a fan of both of them, and then I'm a fan of them collectively as a couple and as a family, I'd kind of tried to not react to it. Me personally. Now, earlier this year, when Clarissa had a fight, just her regular fight, and the girl she was fighting was very scary looking. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that fight, but if you go back a couple of my episodes here, a couple of months back, I should say, you should see where I reacted to that boxing match of Clarissa Shields. And in there, just in passing, I said, Remy, leave her alone. Like, she's a fighter, she's a boxer, leave her alone, right? And on the flip side, I was saying to Clarissa, like, just chill and focus on your greatness. Like, this is not really the time to hop into the middle of someone's divorce. My opinion, guys, my opinion. But you can't help who you love. Apparently, you can't help who you love. And here we are. And that goes on both sides of the fence because Remy ended up with Easy the Block Captain. Are they still together? Depending on who you talk to, I guess not. I guess they are. I don't know. I don't care, honestly. But the one thing that I have been concerned with is being removed from the group chat. We are all in Papooses and Remy Ma's group chat, whether we like it or not, okay? So anyway, we're going to start with me reacting to a few things that got my spidey senses tingling on both sides of the house. So I don't want to say that one person is better than the other because they both went to the internet with it, okay? All right, so what's up on my screen right here is, I guess, the New Jersey court's e-filing confirmation that Papoose posted on his Instagram page stating that he filed for divorce. To me, a couple of things about this has my spidey senses tingling already. The first one, why now? Why now? If you the whole time was trying to divorce, expedite it. You're literally in a whole new relationship. Reading through the comments here, someone said, Pat, you ain't filed this because of your daughter. I'm so confused. You have a whole girlfriend. Okay, just reading some of the comments that popped up here. But what I wanted to do was react to it. Before we do it, I don't know if you can see it, so I'm gonna hit play. But right below my player, off to the left hand corner, look at the attorney, allegedly, how they signed this letter. Let's look at it. Let's read it real quick. It says, "Good afternoon. Please see the confirmation email below confirming that we have filed the complaint for divorce. When we receive the official docket number for the court, I will forward the same to you and will be able to serve through official channels. If you need anything further, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you. Very truly yours." Did you see that? I'm gonna hit play so you can see it. Very truly yours. Did you see that? Okay, so this is what I'm going to react to about that. In these YouTube internet streets, I don't really be looking for anything. I really don't. I've heard, Remy Ma herself even, stated that Clarissa was not the only woman that Pap was seeing, allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not. Once again, I don't care. But I remember, and I want to say it was Tasha K. Shout out to Tasha K. I feel like it was Tasha K that stated that he did have another woman or another love interest in addition to Clarissa, allegedly, because I don't want to put the credit on someone who didn't say it. So this is what I heard out there, allegedly, that there was another woman who was a lawyer or an extremely business savvy woman that will and deal and make a lot of negotiations, maybe in the realms of a lawyer. And she has her own bag. She flies herself out and she flies him out, allegedly. So I've seen that a couple of times floating around these shade room YouTube streets, but I can't confirm nor deny. And it's not my husband, so I'm not trying to keep tabs on who Papoose is with. But my spidey senses tingled a little bit when I saw the signature or the way the lawyer signed off on the confirmation. Very truly yours. That's interesting. So that had me thinking there, but that's here or there. That's just really at the low end of all of this. I just wanted to see if anyone else caught that. And tell me in the comments, guys, did y'all catch that? But this is Papoose now, right? So we're getting right into it. I'm not staying long. I'm just really going to do the highlights of a few things that stuck out to me on both sides. And I'm going to say three sides because there's a triangle here. It's definitely a triangle. Well, if we include easily the block captain, then it's a square. It's four corners, right? But anyway, so yeah, it's four corners. So first, Papoose. He's up here on his Instagram reacting, or not even reacting, I'm reacting to him, but he's up here airing his grievances about his soon-to-be ex-wife, Remy Ma. And he's stating how, so much infidelity took place, so many times, so many lies, so much neglect, like she's not spending holidays with him or the kids, just so many different things that he kind of had to deal with. And it was a build-up, a culmination of things over the years that basically got them to where they're at right now, right? So he starts off by stating or addressing, I guess, something she said about having his son on her live to clear up some things. And he said, now you want to exploit my children. I love all my children. And I even love your children, which are my stepchildren. But, let's let Papoose get into a little bit of it. Like I said, I'm just doing the highlights, and I will come back with some commentary to share of my own.
Yeah, so, first and foremost, I wanted to speak about I love all my kids the same. Everybody who know me know that. Everybody who know me, they know that about me. Love all my kids equally, love all my kids the same. But it's mighty strange, and if y'all pay attention, you will see what type of person she is. You sit here and you want to mention my son. Okay. First and foremost, I love all my kids the same. Anybody who knows me knows that. You can scroll down my page, the Father's Day.
To me, I don't know if it's editing or what, but he definitely seems upset to me because he gets repetitious a lot in here. And I'll point it out to you. So to me, I feel like this is a man that's speaking with a broken heart.
When all that shit transpired, there's a picture on my page. It's still there. Like I said, never trust a celebrity who erased their Instagram. That picture is still there. I've taken my son to the Knicks game. I'm just talking about the things that y'all can see visibly. When I did television, my son is on there with me. She tried to go out here and exploit my son. And somebody told me, she said, oh, if he keep talking, I'm going to go on live with his son or whatever. What? So you still mentioning my children, right? Okay.
Or using them against him. That's wrong.
You are the one who have malicious things to say about other people's kids. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, and I don't even want to bring my stepson in it because I know his situation is very serious and I love him. And I love my son the same. I love both of them. But I love my stepson like he my real son because I raised him. Always took care of him. Everything he went through, I was the one who was there for him. Even right now, the situation that he's in, I went to visit him. You didn't even visit him. So for a person who know what it was to be behind that wall, you didn't even visit him. You waited till I visit him, then you went to visit him.
Now, to me, that, if it's true, is sad. Her son, and let me just, because I want to make sure I'm giving correct information. You know, I don't want to be saying anything incorrect, but I do know that he is in jail on a murder charge because, I don't know, they said he killed somebody, allegedly, right? Allegedly. But Jason Scott, so he was arrested and charged with murder in connection to a 2021 homicide in Queens, New York. The charges include first-degree murder, weapon possession, and reckless endangerment. The victim was found with multiple gunshot wounds outside of JFK Airport. That is crazy, right? Her son, though, is like 23 years old, 24 years old. He's a kid, and majority of his formative years, she was locked up for an attempted murder of her own back in those days, right? And some people will say the apple don't fall far from the tree, blah, blah, blah. I'm not here to judge that. What I'm saying is he said something that was very disheartening. He said that she never visited him, the kid in jail now, until Papoose visited him. So once Papoose went to visit him, then she went to visit him. And that's her son. And then he says, oh, for you to have been incarcerated and to been in that situation and for you to not go visit your kid is kind of heartless. I mean, it is. So that's one thing that was a red flag to me amongst many that we'll get to. But let's get back to what Papoose is saying.
And you know what? People bear witness to that. But let's keep it moving. What's going on? I'm gonna give y'all a couple minutes.
With he had, like, if you go on his Instagram, I don't know if he was, I think he was live when he did this, but when you go on his Instagram, you can see it's about 3 or 4 reels of him going off, or different lives of the continuous, but of him going into detail. I just picked certain ones, and then I will come back with some honorable mentions that I wanted to discuss, but I did just pick around of some of the things that he mentioned that I wanted to react to. So the first one was the kids, because I thought that was very telling that he said she doesn't go and visit her kid, but he did. And she was in that position, and he basically served the sentence with her. He was there every day like a work chef. He'll tell you about it. I don't know. He's having some difficulty there with the live. And, shout out to all the people in the comments. I'm really not trying to highlight y'all up over here, so I apologize if any of y'all see yourselves. Sorry about that.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes to come in here.
I'm going to fast forward this a little bit just to kind of get to where
I don't do none of this corniness.
Okay, here we
Can
go.
y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Pap.
All right, cool. We stepped at the part where you said you was going there to put homie down. So I go in the spot. I'm walking through the spot. I don't see the lane. Everybody look like the lane to me.
He's talking about Easy the Block Captain. For those of you who are not familiar with I guess the guy who kind of was the catalyst to this whole divorce, right? Is the guy that Remy Ma was cheating on Papoose with. He's a battle rapper named Easy the Block Captain, and they've been messing around from like 21, 22, and it kind of came to a head in like I don't know, late 22, 23, and now we're here, and this is not their first time going back and forth, on the internet about their transgressions in their marriage. But this time seems a little bit more serious because Papoose really said this much, and he said stuff before, like he mentioned that she spent Christmas with Easy the Block Captain and not their 6-year-old, and he had pictures to prove it and stuff like that. That was very disheartening to find that out a couple of months back. But then this right here, he kind of brings it back to when he actually realized that Easy the Block Captain was sleeping with his wife, and he confronted them. And I want to say they were at a show, a battle, and he confronted them.
Go to where I got an idea where they at. When I walk in the room, they in there lovey-dovey. They in there all lovey-dovey. Mind you, she been lying, saying she ain't with the nigga. She don't deal with him. All this corny shit, right? I see the lane. You already know. Went in his mouth. Off the muscle. What happened was, he thought I came to talk. He thought I was about to talk. Ain't none of that. We don't do that. Mom! Right in his mouth, off the muscle.
Okay.
Whooped him out. Dead on his feet. Hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. I know. Everybody telling me I shouldn't talk about this, but
I mean, I said like this. The guy denied it. The guy said no one ever hit him, etc. But there was quite a few witnesses there that said he did hit him. He actually knocked him cold out, But Papoose never spoke about that before. He never confirmed nor denied it, He just let it roll. He was quiet. You've seen him taking his kid to school and first day of school pictures. Excuse me, but you never seen him stating like, yes, I knocked him out. Yes, even after that, because I was like, wow, if he knocked him out, that means that it was really true as far as them, cheating. And then that means then it's about to be over, right? They're going to get divorced. But after that, I saw them, of course, social media, they had Thanksgiving or Christmas with Fat Joe. So I know their daughter is Fat Joe's goddaughter, and he loves her to bits, and Remy's like his sister. So they all went down to Fat Joe's house for the holidays after that. So I was like, well, look at God. They were able to get past the transgressions and work it out, right? That's what I thought, So I was sending them a little good cheer, and I was happy to see that. I think that was the end of 2023. And I think that was like around the last time I really seen them two interacting. So then now we fast forward up to 25, and, all of this is coming out, and he's finally saying, yes, I knocked out Easy the Block Captain. And he's like, I know y'all telling me not to talk about it up here, but I don't care. In his defense, Easy the Block Captain said he didn't, hit him. Or he didn't say he didn't hit him. He said he doesn't have any scratches on him, and there's no teeth missing, and he don't have any bruises on him. So maybe he's saying like, I got hit, but I didn't get hurt type of thing. But no harm, no foul. There's nothing else that came from it. And I'm happy about that part. But let's get back to the story.
This nigga's a lame. Do what you got to do. He hit the floor like a sack of potatoes. Stomped him out and all that. Bad. Hole in my knuckle, everything. But like I told you, I didn't do that because he slept with my wife. I did that because you shook my hand and then slept with my wife. But the part I didn't tell
don't
you
do that.
Through this entire ordeal of her cheating with this lame, I started to notice that he had something on her. And I felt like he was blackmailing her. I always felt like he was blackmailing her.
Yo, no cap, I'm with you on that one, Papoose. I'm with you on that one. Because I, for the longest, was trying to figure it out. Like, why is she publicly with this dude, like in matching outfits, and then a couple of years ago was her birthday, and he put up a picture of her. She looked stunning. You know, Remy Ma's a beautiful girl. She looked stunning in the picture, right? And the caption was like "my love" or something to the effect. Easy to Block captain put up this post dedicated to Remy on her birthday. And I thought that was sus. This was kind of before, if I'm not mistaken, and you guys out there keep me honest, you know, because I jump in and out of so many different timelines and algorithms. But I really want to say that was before he knocked him out, that he put the picture up of her dedicated to her. And other people, guys include even, were reacting to that and saying, yo, that looks like a picture you put up of your wifey and the caption, and that's a picture you put up of your significant other. You don't put that up for your manager or someone who's like, you know, your homie or, you know, or your boss, you know? So that raised a lot of red flags in the beginning when he did that birthday dedication to her on Instagram. Had my spidey senses tingling, but apparently it had Papooses tingling too.
Just because the way she was moving and behaving. So I'm gonna play an audio for y'all of him basically, in his own words, admitting to blackmailing her. Listen to this. So this got sent to me because he's on the phone with one of his people running his mouth. They recorded it and sent it to me. But this is him on the phone. Let me just play it. Hold on. It's lame. Now, when I started to feel like he was blackmailing her, I brought it to her attention. I said, listen, is it because this dude got something over you? Like, what's going on? She's staying out on days my daughter got to go to school. She's, my daughter's calling. She's not answering the phone. I'm calling. She's not answering when she's with this lame. Then she's with this lame for days at a time. It's like crackhead behavior. I'm like, yo, something is wrong. Are they
Days at a time? Staying out when your kid has to go to school? And I don't know, because I remember the first day of school pictures, the posts from Remy and versus the post from Papoose of their mutual daughter's first day of school were very different and very telling, in my opinion. One post looked like they took their kid to school. They, you know, took the fit check picture, the picture of them walking with their backpack on, the video of them going into the classroom, videotaped her at her desk, her little table, and videotaped outside of the classroom looking in, like a proud dad on the first day of school. Now, Remy's pictures on the first day of school, and guys, I mean, it was a minute ago, but not that long ago. It just looked like a montage of pictures of her daughter, and she's so cute. She looks just like Remy. A montage of pictures of her, ending with the picture of her in her outfit for the first day of school. And I said, you know, because moms are the ones that normally go berserk. You know, I'm like, wait, let me back in the classroom. Wait a minute, are you gonna miss me? My kid is like, beat it. Wait a minute, wait. You know, it's always moms having the meltdown when it's like the kid's first day of school. Dads would be like, all right, he'll be home at 2:00. Damn. He'll be home at noon. Damn. You know, but it was reversed. He shared that emotion or displayed that emotion, whereas she was like, yeah, first day of cool school with my kid, and did the montage. That had my spidey senses tingling a little bit, just my opinion. But let's get back to Papoose.
drugs or something? Like, what's going on with her and this lane? So I brought it to her attention. I said, yo, listen, if he's blackmailing you, if he's holding something over you, let me know, and we can handle that. We can handle that too. I brought that to her attention. But everything I'm telling y'all is not in order. It's just throughout the situation. So I bring it to her attention. I said, yo, let me know if this dude is blackmailing you. We can handle it. And she wouldn't say it. But then while she out with the lame and me and my daughter's home, because that's who was always with her every night while this was going on, she'd send me a random text. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm a bad wife. I still got all these sex. I still got all these texts, so I don't even know why she's doing this.
But my thing is this: where I'm kind of with Papoose on that. Like, why weren't you? If this what he's saying is true, why wasn't Remy going home and sending those weird messages? And he's been with her for over 20 years. I think he would know if there was something off, right? I'm not saying anyone's on drugs. That's not for me to say. But he's been with her for 20 plus years, right? Had children with her, been with her through thick and thin, literally through thick and thin. So I think that it's safe to say that he could potentially be a good judge of her character, right? That was her husband. And I know when we get to this point of divorce and everything, people's opinions tend to change. People tend to be hurtful. But I will give Papoose a little credit here. The reason why I say I'll give him a little credit here is because it took him this long. The streets were talking for like 2-3 years about this. And they're like, Pap, what's going on? Pap, what's going on? And then even if he did have like another woman, a lawyer, Clarissa, whoever, we didn't know about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't put anything on display for us. He wasn't in matching outfits or anything. The only person he matched outfits with was Remy. The only person. Or his daughter, Reminisce. That's it. Or, you know, the whole family. But his family. You get where I'm going with it.
Oh, I know I'm a bad wife. I'm so sorry. She's saying things like that. And I'm like, damn, this is not like her. So maybe this dude holding something on her. I'm going to play the recording right now. This is Delane saying that he's holding stuff over her head.
Yeah, man. So far, she's saying she fuck with me. I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with that. But, you're right, though. Anything can happen. Oh, that shit will be 3 months, nigga. I don't know how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of us. That shit gonna blow whenever I say it's gonna go. I'm talking about where I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you do all these shit.
Oh, let me play this again.
And I want to say before he replays it, I always, as soon as I saw a dude, and I'm not being funny, I'm not trying to be, I have no dog in this race, okay? So this is just my opinions as a reaction channel, as a, you know, someone in here in this side of the world looking at it. And plus, hip hop is my lane. This is where I'm at. I felt pure opportunistic vibes from him, from Easy the Block Captain. He definitely struck me as an opportunist. Definitely. I didn't feel, like I said, he put that heartfelt post up there to Remy on her birthday, and everybody was looking at him sideways, like, because you know she's married and you are trying to start something. My opinion. So that's one thing I want to say. And then for him to say this to someone, that means, and I got some other evidence that makes me feel like, not evidence but I got some other receipts to make me further feel like, Easy the Block Captain was plotting or blackmailing her or holding something over their head, like, oh, you gotta be with me now, or you gotta work with me, or you gotta like hook me up with opportunities. I don't know, because it just seemed a little fishy for him to be telling his friends excuse me, that he's ready to let the material go. But because Pap is going to play it for you a little bit clearer. So let's get back to Pap.
Can y'all hear the audio?
Yes, Pap, we
Let
can.
me play it again.
Yeah, man. So far, she's saying she fuck with me. I believe her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with that. But, you're right, though. Anything can happen. Oh, that shit will be 3 months, nigga. I don't know for how long it is. I got pictures, the texts, the videos of us. That shit gonna blow whenever I say it's gonna go. I'm talking about where I'm saying that news of cheating and all of that shit go anytime. It don't matter if it's a week or whatever. Like, the only reason why it's sparking is because you.
Now bear witness to this. You just heard this lane, who she was dealing with since 2022, say in his own voice I got videos and pictures of us. That's going to go whenever I say so.
That is so
I don't
lame.
care if she go back to him. This cheating gonna go when I say so.
So you hear that, right? And he got the proof, you know, he got the recording. Someone that is cool with Easy the Block Captain recorded him plotting on Remy and sent it to Papoose. Because I'm telling you, that lifestyle of cheating and being grimy and doing stuff to people is not a flex. It really is not. You know, being out there harming your loved ones, lying to get chase clout is not a flex. And that's definitely the vibes that I got from dude. Because why would you say I got videos and recordings and all this other stuff, and you know, whenever I'm ready, I'm gonna let it go? So that means you never liked her. You didn't care if her marriage lasted or not. You didn't care if she possibly could have got harmed by her husband as a result of your infidelity. So clearly, opportunity is what he was looking for. But let's get back to Pap.
This is the same recording when he was up there clout chasing. Oh, I'm going to be on Love and Hip Hop. I'm going to get more followers. All of this foolishness, right? So y'all just heard the lame, the knockout victim, saying he got videos of her. But let's listen to her telling me that, oh, by the way, one of the reasons why she's so angry at me is because she says all of this is my fault. Y'all ready for this? Because I knocked him out. She said if I would have never knocked him out, she would have been stopped talking to him. She said
That's
the fact
crazy.
that I knocked him out, she had to keep talking to him because she didn't want him to expose things. I highly suspected that they was using drugs together. I heard someone say earlier while she was on live, are you high? She moves very strange. I seen a video where she looked outside herself.
And I'm going to tell you like this. Someone that's been with someone 20 plus years can be a good judge of that person's character, right? I would have never thought I would have saw the day that Papoose would say he thought Remy was on drugs. Never. So that's telling a lot, right? Because what was it? What was it that compelled her to publicly parade Easy the Block Captain around while you're still married? And then blames Papoose for, you know, hey, I have to continue to mess with him because you punched him in the face. I was going to stop messing with him, but you punched him in the face, so now I have to still mess with him. Let's listen to that. That sounded very much like narcissism.
I'm not accusing her of anything. This is not my style. But the fact that you mentioned my children and fabricated all these stories about me, about this money, when I wrote 90% of your rhymes since I met you, I can type a word from any one of your verses for the past time I've been with you. I wrote like 3 songs on your first album. I can come in my email drafts right now, which has dates on them, y'all. 2016, 14, and you can literally see her lyrics pop up. The whole rapper pop up. But let me say this, though. Let's get to this part right here. We just heard him admit that he's blackmailing her, right? Now, let's listen to her telling me that he's blackmailing her, that she would have been stopped talking to him. Since you want to get on here and fabricate and fake big this lame up, have you noticed since I moved on, you never see her with the lame no more? She was sneaking around with him in restaurants. Chuck, what was that? Cheese Factory, matching outfits, losing the battle on stage, getting cooked.
And I want to answer that, Papoose. You're right. I haven't seen her with him. Now, I do have some footage towards the end where I hear a voice in the background that possibly might sound like it was him, but I have not seen any more pictures or anything like that with them. But further lending to my suspicions of him being an opportunist, because if there's no opportunity there, then there's no need for me to be there. And I want to make sure, because, you know, me, I try to be as much, you know, as factual as I can with the news that I bring you and the things that I bring you. But I want to double check something here. Let me see here. Yeah. That's what I thought. So listen to me now. Opportunist, okay? Remy started Chrome 23, which was her battle league. Originally, it was supposed to be for women, an all women league, but that quickly dissolved and she pivoted and started managing Easy the Block Captain and holding battles, right? And hosting battles, man, woman, it didn't matter. But initially, it was supposed to be an all women league. I don't know if y'all remember that. Do I remember that? But then she started managing him, Easy the Block Captain. And I want to make sure I'm looking at it correctly. What year? And it's going to make sense. Well, maybe. But so he is Papoose right here on my screen is head of hip hop at TuneCore, right? So he is an executive for TuneCore, which is one of the number one distribution, companies for music, right? So for independent artists, any artist, can go through TuneCore and get their music out there. He is the head of the hip hop department at TuneCore. So he can basically curate some, music, bubble some things to the top if he wanted to, making an executive decision, right? Now, it says here that he became the head of hip hop at TuneCore in January 2023. So I don't think those dates truly coincide with the time of the adultery or the infidelity, but it still kind of does because Papoose has become more and more influential in his own right over the years, respected as a businessman, as a family man, as a husband, just as an overall good guy, and everyone, myself included, was very proud of him where he got that position, that executive position at TuneCore, right? Now, follow me. Remy's successful in her own right. She's a successful rapper, down with the Terror Squad. She was on Love and Hip Hop, so celebrity reality shows, and she has her interior decorating skills and other things that she do. Plus, she curated her own league. She's a strong woman in her own right, right? So you see this power couple moving up, becoming more and more influential in the genre that you're in. I'm talking about Easy the Block Captain. I want to get in a mix of that some kind of way, right? And you'd be surprised, my opinion, some of these guys and girls, when they're willing to participate and interact and sleep with someone who is married, that lets me know that they're actually possibly trying to get to the other partner. Hear me out now. Maybe he was probably trying to get to Papoose to get some connections to music. I'm just saying. Start with the wife, sleep with her, blackmail her. Now you got to do what I need you to do. Tell your husband I'm the best rapper out. I don't know. That's just me assuming a thing. The reason why I say that, because where is he? If it was about their love, they would still be around, right? It would be like, I got my prize. I wanted her. I wanted his wife. I got his wife. I'm here. I'm not saying that they're not together. I don't know. But he made a good point. Have we seen them together? And if they're not, then that's my opinion of what I think it was. It was an opportunity or a means to an end that did not yield much reward. So it's time to move on. So that was my opinion. But let's get back to Papoose.
Geechee getting cooked by Suge. This nigga can cook every battle. I don't know what type of rapper is this dude, man. Never lost a battle in my life. But anyway, keep it moving. We don't care about that. She tried to make it about Clarissa. I just met Clarissa in July last year. I've been dealing with this with. She tried to make it about Clarissa. I just met Clarissa in July last year. I've been dealing with this with you since 2022. Clarissa has nothing to do with this. She's very angry because Clarissa is shining like the diamond she is. World-class champion, Olympic winner.
Now, I will say this. Remy was the one that blew up the spot on that because none of us knew. I didn't know. I know there was a couple of bloggers out there. Like, I will say, shout out to Tasha K if I didn't shout out already. She be on the drugs. She be on the drugs. A lot of people be like saying that, oh, she gossiping, etc. But somebody be sending her the juice and the tea because she be on it, or the wine, as she say, because she be on it. Because it was hints whispers of him, with Clarissa Shields. But I was like, that don't even sound right. Like they're different. I don't know, like sports, music. Not saying that you can't get together like that, but it wasn't on my radar, right? So when Remy came out and she, blew it up and blew up the text messages and said, oh, she was on the phone with him late night and she be all begging him like to come see her and all this other stuff. And I was like, what is going on? Clarissa Shields, and then she stepped into the chat and had her words with Remy and was like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. Come see me, blah, blah, blah. I'll come to New York or whatever, right? So it was interesting for a little bit there, and not in a good way. But what I would say is, I kind of, and I get it, because they say all's fair in love and war. I disagree with that though, but she's upset. Her marriage is ending. She looks like the bad guy because, her infidelities were the ones that were brought to light first. I'm not going to say she was the first one cheating, but it was the first one that we heard about, in the marriage. And so I guess she wanted to not be the only bad guy, so she aired him out. It was like, oh, he's with Clarissa Shields and she hit me up to style her, and then ended up talking to Papoose. So if any of that is true, I think that's grimy too. That was grimy if that is the case. I got a few more things that I would like to comment on about Papoose and Clarissa in a little bit.
She has nothing to do with this. Actually, Clarissa went on the Breakfast Club, did an interview, and said she don't have a problem with her. This, which aired yesterday. Yesterday morning, I wake up to a phone call of her being belligerent, being a narcissist, screaming on my phone, claiming that Clarissa disrespected her. How did she disrespect you? She said she don't have a problem with you. Then, in the process of that phone call, she asked me, so are you done with me? Are you done with me? I said, is that a question? Am I done with you? I said, she said, you moving forward with the divorce? I said, yes. My attorney, she want to fabricate these stories.
So, and I have some footage of Remy in here too, right? A lot of people are like, oh, Remy herself included, like, she didn't say that. She didn't say that. He's just lying, right? But they've been together for 20 years, and this is the man that served the jail sentence with you. I just don't think that's going to be an easy thing for either of them to let go of. And then on top of it, they have a daughter. That's a lot of years. Now, am I saying like everyone should just stay with whoever they're with because of the tenure, regardless if the relationship is good or bad? No, I'm not saying that. It's always about self-preservation, self-love. But when you've invested over 2 decades into a relationship, into a family, you can't just wake up overnight and just go away and forget about it, right? So even if she cheated and spent days on end out of the house and doing craziness, at some point, it is safe to say at some point, we would all come to a realization of like, damn, what did I do? I'm messing up my family. I'm losing my family possibly, right? So maybe a time or two, I wouldn't be surprised if she said, are you really giving up on us? Or he said, are you really giving up on us? And that's the gray area for, like I said, Easy to Block Captain. He's an opportunist. I don't think he cares one way or the other if they were to break up or get together. But Clarissa is forming a true relationship with her and Papoose. You've seen them in Hawaii on the beach. You've seen them in Puerto Rico. You've seen them, coming into her ring, and walking into the ring. He's doing an intro rap. You see them, he's in the gym boxing and practicing with her. Good vibes. It's good vibes and it looks good. My only concern, just as a woman, depending on who you talk to, as an auntie, my concern is because she's so young, and I know I've been there when you're in love, right? You don't see the baby mamas. You don't see the wife. You don't see the children. You don't see any other obstacle in your way. You just see the person that makes your heart go pitter-patter. Right? But then you do have to start to pay attention to all of the reality around, right? And I just want Clarissa to step lightly because is still some form of feelings between Pap and Remy still, because they're both going online and airing their grievances with each other. All right. That says a lot. I never see couples do this on, even if they're, breaking up, unless is there some form of emotion still there. Right. And being the third person on that, coming in, trying to insert yourself, insert your love, or stake your ground, like this is my man, I'm his new woman, and get over it, can backfire. I've seen it where it has, I've seen it where, a woman's gotten with a guy, supporting him through his divorce, supporting him through it, being flexible with the schedule, so making time to see him because he has a family and a wife and etc. Right? And then when a guy finally gets divorced, he comes to the realization, like, you know what? I just got out of a long-term relationship. I still got my kids that I got to raise. I got to get back on my feet financially after this divorce. I'm not ready for a relationship. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen, guys. Right? And I feel bad for people when that happens to them, because you were hoping and looking and praying for, yourself to be in that mix, right? And someone in an emotional state that just been drained emotionally from a situation like this could wake up one day and be like, you know what? I just don't even want to deal. I know we're good, but I just don't even want to have these type of commitments right now. I want to raise my kid. I got a lot of stuff going on. I just want to make sure that I'm good, and I don't want to bring any heartache to you, or I don't want to have to kind of make any extra adjustments for a new relationship just yet. I've seen it happen. So that's why I say I send them all prayers. But I say to Clarissa, just tread lightly, mama. Tread lightly. If you're chilling with him, don't show no more vacations just yet, right? Don't even kind of put it in the interviews. Like, listen, don't ask me about Pap or Remy. Let them work their stuff out, And then I'm telling you, you'll get to enjoy him better. And you can get back to that private moment together and really get to enjoy each other, and really determine if it's going to be long lasting or not. Right. But being the third wheel in the mix of this is very cringy to witness. That's my opinion on it. And the reason why I say it is because there's so much emotion and turmoil and love, in my opinion, between Remy and Pap, and they got kids, and the kids got them. Because when you get in a relationship with a person and they have kids, you definitely, if you're a real person, you're in the relationship with the kids too. So you can't just sever all of that plus 20 years overnight. You heard him say he was willing to work it out and take care of it if the guy was blackmailing her. So that lets you know that he was like, yo, I'm going to do what I got to do for my family. Yeah, you messed up, but I'm still here. Let's get back to Papoose.
Talking about not retaining an attorney. The last time I spoke to Rem, we said, listen. I spoke to my attorney. Saturday is the day that her schedule allows for me to come in. I had been interviewing different attorneys trying to pick the right one. I wanted to get a civilized divorce where we don't have to do none of this clown shit. She never wanted to do that. Just in recent time, she started to claim, when I say recent, I mean past few weeks, she started to claim that, she wanted to get the private divorce. So I said, okay, good. So when she called me the other day, tried to get back with me yesterday, and I declined because she was so mad about Clarissa, so angry because I finally moved on. She see us living our life. She talking about doing something for the gram or doing it for this and that. I'm living my life. I lived over there with you. I tolerated your foolishness, your cheating, and your adultery for years and years and years for the sake of my child. Moving on along, I just played the audio to y'all of the lame admitting that he's blackmailing her. Now I'm going to play an audio of her telling me that he's blackmailing her. Basically saying, but before I want to play the audio, I want to let y'all know that she's very angry at me because she says that if I would have never knocked him out, none of this would happen. So one of the reasons why she has so much animosity towards me is because I knocked him out. I'm letting y'all know that right now. That's one. I'm going to tell y'all the other two later. Oh, it gets worse. Hold on. You want to be funny? I could be funny too. But I'm going to be funny with the truth. You lie, you lie, and you lie. You had the audacity to come on here and make up a fake story and say, oh, my mother called me. And
It's so crazy because he kind of sounded like her right then.
what?
But this is Papoose in rare form, y'all. If y'all know this man right here, look at his face. If y'all know this man right here, if you've seen him over the years, you know this is Papoose in rare form. He is super quiet, right? Reserved, but very serious too. I used to always hear for years, that Papoose has hands. I heard that for years.
What?
You know what I'm saying? And clearly, a lot of people say, yeah, he do have hands. And if y'all seen him in the gym training with Clarissa, he likes women that could fight. I think it's a neutral thing, like because he could fight. I don't know, but he's never come off as like a bully, a fighter, trying to start trouble. I never got that vibe from him. You guys out there, if y'all know more about him or hung out with him, you know, maybe you can expand on that. But I haven't personally hung out with him or anything. But just what I've seen of him, he doesn't give me that vibe. I remember when Remy was in jail and he went to visit her and had a key on his chain and it looked like a skeleton key, right? And they said, oh, no, you're trying to open up the handcuffs or whatever. And they arrested him and banned him from the jail for a little bit. And it made the news, right? And they was on the radio like, Remy, Papoose was trying to free Remy from jail. He brought in the key to get out the handcuffs. And joked him, you know. Here's a man fighting for his wife and fighting to keep the family together, taking care of her kids while she's in jail and taking care of his kids, etc., and doing what he has to do, all while trying to maintain a rap career. Right? And he's never addressed that back then. When Fat Joe and him got into a little word on the curb is Fat Joe seen the hands, allegedly. They say Fat Joe has experienced the hands allegedly. I don't know. But when that went down, allegedly, we didn't really hear too much talking or, you know, BS talking from Pap. He's just very quiet, serious type of guy. So for him to do this, in my opinion, I kind of am leaning towards him telling the truth. But, you know, I don't want to do that just yet. So we're going to listen to a few more things. But let's get back to Pap.
How El Lover said, come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. First and foremost, you talking about your mother called you about a YouTube video that everybody know they make fake videos on YouTube. Remy's in the hospital, Papoose this, that, person, that. Those, we all know those is fake. You just mad because you see us moving on in our life, right? You want to fabricate a story about, and I still say my mother-in-law because me and her had a tight relationship like that. And I would never say anything to disrespect her or anybody in the entire family. You lied and said, I said, go get your brothers. That's the cat. Everybody know I'm close. I'm more close to them and show them more love and support than you do. Let's keep it moving. So we already played the audio of the knockout victim, soft, didn't even fight back. That's what made me mad. I would have just...
But I'm going to tell you like this. I feel like before Papoose moved on to a new relationship, and even Remy, before they moved on to new partners, they should give themselves some breathing room. I think that's for everybody. Everybody. Give yourself some breathing room, right? Because you can kind of jump out of the frying pan into the fire. You can kind of jump out of one unhappy situation into an even unhappier situation. And I'm not saying that this is what's going to happen with him and Clarissa. Not at all. I'm just saying you got to give yourself some time to heal, right? Because this is one of the first times that he is letting it out, airing it out. And he has a lot pent up that he's been holding in for these past couple of years, right? Dealing with his marriage. And as of this time, you see, and I just put it up at the beginning of this video, he just filed divorce. She didn't file divorce, but they're going back and forth about who's wrong, who's right, who's did what to who, etc. Right? So I think they both need to heal. Or if it is, completely over divorce. If it's not, and you're like, I'm upset that you did this and I'm upset you did that, but I do love you and I do want us to work it out, maybe seek some type of therapy. You know what I'm saying? Marriage counseling. And even in the divorce, you can still seek family counseling to say, hey, we're trying to work through this to get to an amicable divorce and be co-parents, successful, healthy co-parents. You can still get some therapy for that too. So it doesn't have to be just for fixing your marriage, right? But I feel like something like that might be needed versus going live. What do y'all think? But he's truly, the more I watch it, I feel like Papoose is truly hurt. He's emotionally heartbroken still, and it's too soon. I think it's he needs to give himself some time to heal. It feels good to have a nice new partner, a young partner, someone that looks at you with admiration, but you might need to heal just a little.
I would have just clipped him and kept it pushing, but the fact that I seen that the nigga was soft when I ran down on him. I said, damn, this nigga be talking all this gangster shit, and he ain't even gonna fight back. Nigga was like a deer in headlights. But that's another story. Knocked him out. It's no mystery. Had to get a tetanus shot. Knocked his tooth out and all that. Hole in my hand, the whole shit. But let me show y'all the audio of her. Check this out. I want y'all to listen to this. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Should I play the lane?
Before we go there, right, and you could tell he's so emotionally charged right here, but he just, didn't I tell you, once again, talking about them hands of Pap, he said he knocked the dude out, Easy the Block Captain, knocked his tooth out, and he had a hole in his hand from when he knocked the tooth out that he had to go get a tetanus shot. What? And he just kept moving. And he's like, anyway, so let's go back to this. Let's go. Let me let you hear this video, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, people like that you have to take seriously, if that makes any sense. And people like that they know their strength, so they're not going to just be playing around, right? In their relationships. That's my opinion. I don't know the guy personally. I don't know Remy personally. I love them two together. And you could probably hear that in a little bit of my commentary. I love them together. But it is what it is, and we are here. And let's continue.
First, should I play the lame saying that he the knockout victim, saying that he's blackmailing her? Let me play her admitting it. But she's angry at me because I knocked him out, y'all. Glass Joe, y'all. We call him
Glass Joe. But he's also so emotionally charged, he doesn't realize he's repeating a lot of this stuff. Like, he played the guy's video already, right? And now we're waiting for him to play Remy's part. But he's like all over the place because he's so upset. Because this is not something that's just, this is still fresh on the emotions.
Glass Joe. Check it out. But listen to her. I want y'all to bear witness to this, because out of the whole situation, this was one of the parts that really bothered me. So that's why I reached out to certain fake friends who I thought would be real, like they say they are, and step up. I try to bring it to their attention. Yo, I think she being blackmailed. Do me a favor. Just reach out to her. Don't tell her you spoke to me. I just want to know she's okay. She hasn't seen the baby in days. So I said, damn. See if y'all can reach out. And I don't want to involve nobody in this, because this don't got nothing to do with them, and they don't owe me nothing. But when you say you family, you got to live. That's an action. You know what I'm saying? You got to live up to that. But that's neither here.
Who you think he's talking about? Tell me in the comment. Like, stop it at this marker and tell me who you think he's talking about.
You know what it is.
I'll respond and tell you who I think he's talking about.
So we played the audio of him admitting that he's blackmailing her. Now I'm going to play the audio. Listen to what she said. And I want y'all to know that This is my ex-wife. We're not married anymore. But
Incorrect, sir. You just filed that today. I mean, a couple of days ago, I guess, but you just filed that this week in real time. So that's not, say you're separated, right? Or you're working on the divorce, but to say that that's not your wife and you just filed the initial request for divorce today is a little jarring, because it's like you're talking with so much emotion, and I really feel like that was just, I'm hurt, so I'm going to hurt you. That's not my wife. He had to emphasize that. But chill, Pap. I'm with you. I'm team Pap, but chill. You just filed it today.
at the time, as a married man, I wanted to protect her from being blackmailed. So I told her, if this is going on, let me know. Whatever he's blackmailing you, I'll handle that, and we'll get past it as a family. But she lies so much, you don't know what to believe. So I'm like, damn, is she blackmailing? Is he blackmailing her or not? But I want y'all to hear this. Listen to this.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with the nigga to make sure he don't go all the way back, and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga.
Team fuck this nigga. That's your name, babe, bro. What? Your name is
crazy.
Team fuck this nigga. Hold on. Let's play this again.
Yeah, because I'm trying to.
She would have been over. He would have been over. You put me in a predicament, so I had to still kind of be cool with the nigga to make sure he don't go all the way back, and I'm not getting dragged on both sides by Team Papoose and Team Fuck This Nigga. What? You didn't give a fuck. You didn't fucking care.
Mm-hmm. That is not true.
Talking to this nigga.
I was
Wow.
stop talking to the nigga. So she's mad at me because I knocked him out. So she's telling me that I knocked him out. I put her in a position where she still had to be cool with him. But she tell y'all on live, oh, he's this. Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
That is narcissistic behavior. You stepped out of your marriage. You chose to step out for whatever incentive or reasoning. You decided to cheat on your husband and cheat on your vows and cheat on your kids, right? Because like I said, the family is the family. It's a package. And you stepped out. Your husband found out. Your husband knocked him out. Your husband knocked his tooth out. And then you tell your husband, I have to still keep messing with him because you knocked him out. Because he's going to drag me and make me look bad. That is insane. And I tell you this, I said it several times. I guess it's the hopeless romantic in me that I would love to see them privately work out their grievances and heal. And if it's meant for them to just be healthy co-parents, I would love to see it. If it's too far gone, the relationship is, and they need to separate and go their ways, I'd rather them do that to have healthy mind states for themselves and their children. But I just love them together. I did. So it's breaking my heart as well, which is why it took me so long to even talk about this, right? In the depth that I am doing today. But let Pap finish. It's not much more because I did want to cover a little bit of Remy as well and a couple other things.
Treat me right. Oh, man, I did this, I did that. You just said the other day you don't even deal with this lame no more. Ain't no smart move.
Right. So wait, where we at? That was the end of Pap. But this is what I wanted to highlight. Do you guys remember this? Shout out to 15 Minutes of Fame Entertainment for this footage right here. This went viral immediately. Like the night that this happened, everybody with their phones out knew they caught gold, right? Because up until this point, it was hearsay, it was rumors, especially in the rap world, the rap battle league world, that Remy was messing with Easy the Block Captain, but it wasn't confirmed. Now, as you can see in the middle right here, that's Remy. This guy right here with the beard and the orange brim hat on is Easy the Block Captain. In my opinion, he looks like he could be Papoose's little brother. Some people say he looks like the Wish Temu version of Papoose. I don't know. But I'll say she definitely has a type. That's what we'll say. But do you guys remember this battle? because I am going to play it for y'all, just as one round. But this was the round that was heard around the world. And I said, when I woke up in the morning and I saw this, I said, what is Papoose going to do?
I would have been like Bird and Hitman, and you would have been the one I talked to. Oh, what you got? Like, I don't give a fuck if you fucking this nigga. Just tell him stop spewing the business. If niggas found out you was fucking the help, that could really ruin your image. Talking to Rock and Michelle, Cap and Real. Nigga, that's us. Y'all the poster child symbol for black love. Every interview, he showed his admiration and tell the world how he think his woman the greatest. That nigga held you down.
Listen to how this guy, I think it's Geechee Gotti, but keep me honest, guys. But listen to how he's breaking down with emotion his perception of Remy Ma and Papoose's relationship. He said Barack and Michelle, Rem and Pap. Let's get back to it. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Look at her face. Look at his face with the orange brim hat on, because that's the guy that catalyzed us to where we are today in their relationship. So look at her face and look at his face. Look at everyone else's face around them. Everyone knows. Everyone knows, and them two thought that they were like they were successful at keeping this secret. It's kind of like a couple of other things that I react to up here on YouTube. It's like it's a world of major delusion these days. But anyway, let's get back to it. Look, she's mentally checked out off of that stage. Her body's there, but her soul has left the body and went out into the parking lot and smoked a cigarette or something, because look at her face as he tells the truth.
Every interview, he showed his admiration to tell the world how his woman the greatest. Nigga, he held you down in prison for 6 years. You know, it was like she cried big tears. He still buying you by the biggest accomplishment, front row giving you big tears. Now y'all got a beautiful baby girl who oh so amazing. You be damn both on the breeze. Never supposed to know what you and me going through. But this nigga behind closed doors running his mouth like a hoe supposed to do. Got niggas making blogs and YouTubes. People arguing in the comments if those posts is true. Because them TMZ and Sable outlets, they only know you. Listen,
Did you hear him? The way he said this performance, like this verse with so much emotion, I got goosebumps right now just listening to it. It's almost as if Pap wrote it for him. And I know that didn't happen, but I'm just saying the emotion, the first person emotion. Do you see her face? She has not taken her eyes off of this guy rapping since he started. And he's coming from the Papoose point of view. He said, the bloggers are posting, the people are fighting in the comments about what you do. And the crazy thing is TMZ in the Shade Room only knows you. So they don't know this guy that you're risking it all for, right? And now that it's gone, the risk has happened. Where is he? Just like Papoose said, where is he? Was it worth it? All right.
They only know you. Listen, he took you out to the best room. When you ain't feeling good, he put you back in the best room.
Okay.
And see you get stepped to by a nigga he stopped out and stood over like a steps to.
Okay, so yeah, this was after. This is what confirmed it for everyone that Papoose knocked him out. Look at his face. Look at his face. and his braces. He looks like Papoose little brother, I swear. But that's the guy that she risked it all. Her marriage, her black love, her brand, her beautiful family for him. And the people around them knows that the dude is grimy. He said, you over here risking it for this dude who's running his mouth behind closed doors like a hoe do. Come on now. So now we're going to move past that and get to Rem herself. Now, in the background here, my headphones, I can hear everyone in the mall that she's at, but there's a guy there with her and he says, are you live? Are you live? And it sounds like Easy to Block Captain, but I have no confirmation of that. But this is basically one of the many rebuttals that she said to Papoose. Yeah, let's get to it.
Woo!
What you doing now? You live?
Oh, I'm never posting nothing because people don't understand. When I type shit out and when I write shit, they don't understand.
You doing now? You live?
I am live as we speak. When I type things in, people don't understand. Turn that camera on, ugly, and tell your lies. Don't type your lies. Tell them. Speak. While people talking to you, you read the comments, you can't keep up with them if you do that, right? I'll wait.
So is it me? She reminds me in this footage right here of Rick Ross's baby mother, Tia. Do y'all remember? You know who Tia is, right? And I love Tia. Tia's no joke. So shout out to Tia. She's all out funny, right? And she has a hella personality, but she doesn't hold her tongue. But for some reason right here, Tia is her teeth. That's what it is. Tia be like, look at her teeth because she got porcelain veneers, etc. So it's the same thing over here. I feel like I'm getting that vibe, like the Tia vibe.
Because I've been sitting by my phone all fucking day because I know you can't take the L. You can't take the public people not on your dick. You can't take that, right? Every time you come up, mentions me, says anything, or do anything that I don't like, every time your current come up situation, I'ma drag you. And every time you bring your little girly self on here and saying something, I'ma drag you. Every time, Willie. I'm gonna drag you every time, Willie. Every time. I was just trying to get back with you yesterday. Get back with what? Get back with what? Why the fuck would I be trying to get back with you, sir? Stop lying to these people. Did y'all look at the date on that filing? Oh, it's so easy to file. He filed that today. He filed this today. Who gave you the money? They gave you the money? You should be thankful. Look at me, doing you favors again. I got y'all lit. All the blogs pick y'all up. You can use all my perks, all my front row perks, all my jewelry perks, all my...
I don't know if it's the emotion, if it's lack of sleep, but Remy looks really different to me right here. Am I reaching? I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's like lack of sleep and then the emotions of everything that's been happening for the last couple of days with her and Pap on the internet. But I've never really seen her look like this. And I mean, she doesn't look bad, but just not in what I'm used to seeing, I guess.
My jacket perks.
But that's really it with that, right? So these are going to be my closing arguments. But before all of that, I just wanted to say with her, somebody was in the background, like, why did you go live? And she said, because every time I post, no one, pays it attention. No one's not going to see it. Or something she said. So she said she's going live, and once, like, anytime his come up, which means the new girlfriend he's with, says something, she's going to drag him online. So it kind of lends a little truth to him saying when Clarissa did her Breakfast Club radio interview the day before and mentioned that, she's happy with Papoose and there's no problems with Remy. She doesn't have any problem with her. That triggered her to, cuss him out. And then he went back and rebutted. And then she went back. And then she went up there and showed his clothes. and all this other stuff. Like his stuff is packed up and he won't come get it. And then he went and told about a time when she slept with, or he caught her in bed with a woman. It's a lot. And I'm wishing for the both of them some form of therapy to get over it, you know, so they can heal. If they agree to disagree and not be partners, that's fine. But you still have a little one that you have to come together and raise. And this doesn't look good for her online to see all of this now or in the future. So that's something that I hope for them, that they get it together there. Now, Clarissa, I'll say it to you again, Mama. I love you. You are the quote. You are doing your thing. I've been rocking with you since the very first documentary, the Olympics, T-Rex days, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. I root for you. I watch your games. I mean, your matches, your boxing matches. But what I will say is enjoy as much as you can that man in private until all of this dust settles, because it looks really cringy to see you, a beautiful young woman, successful in your own right, getting kind of caught as the third wheel or the third leg in this triangle, right? So he already publicly said that you guys are together. We all know you are together, but I would say just enjoy him privately until all of this settles, till they get the divorce settled and all that stuff out the way. Because I don't know, maybe the site, the thought, and I'm not saying you do your interviews, do what you got to do to promote yourself. I know you got the movie, I know you got matches coming up. Maybe say to the interviewer, hey, I'm not answering any questions about Pap. I'm not answering any questions about Remy. Let's hear about me, my boxing match, my movie, what I got going on. You know, and put those prerequisites out there before you even sit down for the interview. Perhaps I'm thinking you might want to go that route just for a little bit, because I don't want you getting caught in a sticky situation. Sometimes these people, and I'm not talking about Remy and Pap, I'm just talking about in general, married people will go through all of this to only end up back together. I've seen it. I've seen it, you know, and leave a trail of devastation on their journey back to reuniting and getting married and renewing their vows, you know? So just tread lightly until the divorce papers are signed. Keep what you guys do privately. You focus on your career publicly. He focus on himself publicly, and enjoy each other privately until this all goes away. That's my one only other opinion there, because I am wishing everyone involved healing, strength, and love and positive energy, because this was a lot. This literally superseded and took over anything else that was trending on my timeline, you know? And Diddy case, that's bad. You know, it's like a lot of craziness. You know, Tory Lanez got stabbed up. It's a lot of craziness that has been happening in music lately, right? So this is yet to me another heartbreak, right? I don't like to see it. So I'm going to leave you all with that. And I did give you a couple of assignments. Like you saw, I told y'all the marker. I had a question for y'all as I watched the video, and you tell me, stop it at that marker, and you tell me who you think Pap is talking about, and I'll respond with who I think he's talking about to your comment in the chat. Okay. And yeah, you guys feel free to join me in the comments and tell me what you think about this. Is it sad? Is it bad? Are you rooting for them to just be, healthy co-parents? Are you wishing they could reunite? Or you just wanting to, get the divorce, get it over and go your way, go one way? You know what I'm saying? To me, I feel like me personally, if I was Pap and I was in that situation, I would be like, look, there's nothing else that we can do. I always do that. There's nothing else that we can do about this situation other than raise our kids and be amicable and, respectable to each other and stay out of each other's way. That's what I would do, because you clearly did not respect the vows or your family when you did what you did. So, but like I say, people are human, and that's my opinion. Everyone is free to do what they want to do out here in this world, right? And all we can do is react to it. So On that note, I'm going to leave that with y'all, and y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. And you know how I do. You know the motto. You know the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. And from my lips to your ears, I love you, but I'm going to need for you to go out there and love each other. Be good to each other. Be kind. Then come back over here and hit that subscribe button, that like button, comment, share it, turn on the notifications, and tell a friend. All right? It's your girl, Gongali. It's She Could Talk to Podcast. And until next time, y'all be easy. Peace.
They talk about it. They talk about it.